Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes, and double D's, I would like to welcome you all again to another episode of the Fixasport comedy podcast with your host, OTHABI Tavi, and this is part 2 or episode 31. And I'm gonna start off by saying, guys, I hate to say I fucking told you so, but I did. I fucking told you so. You know? I mean, it's been fucking 2 weeks, like 14 days. You know? Without sport, what the fuck do you expect me to come over here and talk about? You know? No, like for real. Like what do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about like fake progressives? Cause I will. You want me to talk about how the Emmys is a scam? Because I will. You know? You want me to talk about how I feel like the world is run by fat girls? Because I will. You know? I don't know, man. That's the new conspiracy theory, man. Like, fuck. Dude, I think fat girls run the world, man. Shit. You know? Dude, like, dude, one thing I noticed about like overweight women, right, or women that are proud of their body, right, is that they're the only ones that you see on like advertising shit, you know? And it's always like the woman, right? It's always like fat ladies advertising, you know, some fucking extra large lingerie or, right, some new box of Oreos, I don't know. Right? And you know, dude, I get to wonder, dude, where are all the fat guys? You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, where is fucking, you know, Cedric the Entertainer, you know, on the new fucking Calvin Klein commercial billboard, right? But you don't have that shit. You know why? Because it's socially acceptable to make fun of us, I guess. You know? Or we're expected to work out more, I don't know. Dude, talking about working out, right? I mean, I've been hitting some reps. Not bragging, you know? Just feeling a couple of things getting tighter. I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing. You know? Nothing hurts, so that's good. Alright. Dude, what is it about working out that like you know, you get like a DM on Instagram from like, you know, an Instagram crush or something like that, right? And all of a sudden, you know, you start asking yourself, this is how my mind works, you know? Did I get a DM from a pretty girl on Instagram, and immediately I start thinking like, fuck, dude, you think she knows that I've been like doing like pushing like 30 push-ups a day? You think she can sense that shit, right? You think she feels that I put in that job application? You know? You think she thinks I'm gonna get the job? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe her uncle like works in the company, and you know, dude, that's how far my mind goes when I get a DM. That's why I don't, you know, say a lot of shit, you know, on DM. Yeah, because it's kind of like I don't know, on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, And there's just something about Instagram, man. Like, there is no way, you know, application is supposed to induce those kind of feelings in a human being, right? I don't know. I tell you what, man, this technology is like fucking off the. Dude, I tell you what's overrated in the technology space, man. Dude, AI is fucking overrated. Dude, artificial intelligence is overrated as a motherfucker, right? Because all they ever say about artificial intelligence is, oh man, it's gonna change the future, it's gonna do everything, and you're not gonna have to do shit, right? And at the same time, they complain about like jobs and how people are not getting paid enough, right? But at the same time, you want to take away all their jobs and give them to a fucking robot that can like learn faster than the human. I don't know, you know. But I've been like checking the technology like space. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not no expert, right? I'm still making like tic-tac-toe games. You know what I mean? So, but that doesn't stop me from doing fucking research. I, aka watching like technology YouTube documentaries, right? I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, dude, why do you need artificial intelligence if you have teleoperations, you know? I mean, teleoperations is so much better than AI because what's happening is that you controlling the technology or the whatever vehicle, from a remote area, basically from a safe environment, but you still have all the awareness, right? And all the functionality that a human being provides, So, artificial intelligence would have a bulldozer go underground into a mine and figure out how to get down there and how to do work down there, right? That's what artificial intelligence would do. Teleoperations, right, would have the machine being controlled by the human from his bedroom, right? Fucking working. And no one's at risk of dying or getting an injury. Dude, this actually works out better for the companies because they won't have to pay out no insurance claims because there's less injuries and deaths at the workplace, right? So why are you making machines that need to work by themselves? I don't know. Like I said, making tic-tac-toe games, But anyway, fuck. Good Lord. The Barclays Premier League is back. Barclays Premier League is back. Dude, I've been checking out some highlights, on the NFL. Like we said, our adopted team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? 2 games in a row won, right? First 2 games of the season, right? Tom Brady just, does what he does. Throws the balls and they catch it, then they score. That's how American football works. Now, the third game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, our adopted team on the Fixasport comedy podcast. Right? They had the chance, the opportunity. They had the opportunity to do the unbelievable. You know what I mean? The unbelievable would be 3 games in a row, especially especially being the favorite, right? On top of that, going up against the Green Bay Packers, right? If you don't know much about NFL history, right? Green Bay Packers, you know, it's one of the good teams. It's one of like good in terms of performance. I don't know, like in terms of like progressiveness or socio-economic issue addressing and stuff. I don't know all that other shit. Right? I don't know if they have a racist manager or owner. I don't know that shit. But in terms of performance, historically, they like a pretty dominant team. You know, top tier team, elite team, right? To teams that are not named after like locations of places, right? Like that are not named after like cities or towns, right? Those kind of teams whoop ass. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's because they don't have a whole fucking weight of the whole fucking town on their shoulders, man. Right? Could you imagine trying to win a championship with the weight of a whole city? Right? All their fucking problems on your shoulders. Yeah. But I feel like if the team is not named after the place, even though the team is from that actual place, right? It just makes the load a bit more bearable. I don't know. Right? Yeah. Yeah, man. So they had a chance to do the unbelievable, right? It's a good start to the season from Tampa. You know, I don't quite understand how American football does work, like how the leagues work, you know. I understand that there's conferences like in baseball, you know. Dude, talking about baseball, right? What's happening to the Seattle Mariners? Dude, I haven't heard any news about the Seattle Mariners since they beat the Boston Red Sox like a desert ago. That's another team. I don't know if I said this before, but that's another team that should think about dropping the Seattle from Seattle Mariners. You know. But anyway, Tottenham's defense, man. You know, dude. Granted, the Spurs. I'm talking about the English Premier League, Pew. Granted that the Spurs won, right? The previous game. Prior to that, it was a shocking defeat in the last 2 minutes of the game. 2 goals they let in, right? In the UEFA Champions League. Right? Spurs are one of the 2 teams that are unbeaten in the English Premier League. Now again, this makes the race a little bit more difficult because we're expected not to lose. Right? Although we were on the same point with the third team and the first team on the league for like half a day, right? I think it's much better we're in third place, you know? Yeah, just silently creeping up to the top. Right? That's if Antonio Conte sorts out his defense. Dude, the Spurs defense is fucking horrendous, man. Right? Individually, they're good. Together, it doesn't look as if they're good enough. You know? I'm sorry to name names, but Eric Dyer is not a defender. Eric Dyer is not a centre back. You know what I mean? He's a ball-playing centre back, which is just a celebrated name for saying he's a midfielder that is not good enough to play in the midfield of his current team. So he plays at the back Because even though he's not the best defender, he's decent at it. And a lot of defenders can play with their feet, and being a midfielder, he has that advantage of being better with his feet, right? And by default, he gets the position. You know what I mean? Dude, I tell you what, I was kind of pissed that the English Premier League postponed the fucking, the game. Tottenham was supposed to play Manchester City, right? Number 2 and number 3, the only 2 teams that are unbeaten in the league were going to play up against one another. There was going to be, if not the best match of the year. Now, it was postponed, right? Because of a funeral, right? It happens, right? So, I was pissed. Yeah, I was pissed. But after watching the UEFA Champions League game, I was like, fuck, thank God they moved it to like a year after today, which is like 2024 in Feb, right? Now, how that happens, I don't know, because I thought these fixtures were chosen randomly. I thought, right, we were fucking picking plastic balls out of glass tubs, right, cracking them up, right, and matching the result with the result we're gonna get from the next glass tub. I thought that's how it's done. I thought randomness was the key, to the success of the English Premier League. No, apparently it's not. Apparently, the FA can delegate as to which team is going to play which team and on which date, right? I tell you what, I want to be angry, but when you do shit like that, like move the Tottenham versus Manchester City game for a whole 8 months, dude, I can't be mad at that. Dude, I was confident about the game, but I was so fearful about the defense, dude. I wasn't gonna put money on Tottenham that game, man. For real. But for real, Tottenham's defense is like out of this world. Bad. Leaky. Fucking leaky, man. So, I don't know, at this point, Harry Maguire would make Tottenham defense. I shit you not, I mean what I fucking say. Harry Maguire, at this point, would make the Tottenham back four a better back four. Right? And who might you substitute? Eric Dyer! Right? Yeah, you might need to take Eric out. I don't know. Dude, I hope he sorts it out, man. I hope he sorts it out because I don't think we can outscore Manchester City. Right? Yeah. And you have to answer. Dude, if you want to win, if you want to do anything of significance in the EPL this season that you haven't done in the last season, you have to outscore Manchester City, man. You know what I mean? Dude, you have to. Yo, dude, the fucking clickbait, right? That you get from all these headline articles. Dude, Dude, I swear to God, these reporters or whoever's fucking printing out these articles, right? Onto those when you're scrolling through YouTube, right, and you don't even find the video, right? Because like video, and recently you have shorts, and then after shorts, now you just get like a picture, right? Now YouTube just posts a picture, and you can write shit, right? So you can have a headline and a picture, static picture, not a video, not a short, right? Yeah, so one of the headlines was like, oh man, it didn't, it didn't actually go like that. The article was, is Erling Haaland the best striker in Premier League history? Right? And to the person who asked that question, should be fired. Yeah, dude should lose his job. I mean, dude, how can you be so dumb? How can you be so stupid? How can you be so unaware? Right? Or how can you be such a dick writer? You know what I'm saying? Because, dude, how long has Erling Haaland been in the Premier League? I'll wait. Okay. So, 8 games. Less. 7 games. So Erling Haaland has been in the Premier League for less than 10 games, right? And how many goals does he have? Oh shit! You know? I get it. Has a lot for 10 games, right? Or under 10 games, right? Do you know that Frank Lampard has 100 plus 150 goals in the Premier League, and he's a midfielder? You know that Steven Gerrard has plus 150 goals in the Premier League, and he's a midfielder. Now let's talk strikers. Right? Oh, currently who's number 1? I believe some old gentleman called Robbie Fowler. How many goals does he have? Just shy of 260. Oh shit. Right? And then you have number 2, legendary Mr. Wayne Rooney, right? Plus 200 career goals in the EPL. Now, how many goals does Erling Haaland have? And how many games has he played? Under 10, under 15. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he is the best Premier League striker in history, you know? Oh, and here's another thing. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Apparently Lionel Messi uses steroids, right? Because he was sick, needed medication. Side effect of the medication turns out to be steroids. You know? That's what I want to say. Or this is what I like to say about the whole thing, you know? Dude, because this is what they do, right? They're like, oh, he's on steroids, so we're taking away his Ballon d'Ors, we're taking away his trophies, dude. Dude, trophies aside, Ballon d'Ors aside, plus 5 UEFA Champions Leagues aside, plus 10 La Liga trophies aside, plus 6 Copa del Rey trophies aside, plus 95-year goal scoring record aside, plus 900 to 1,000 career goals aside, right? Take away all that shit, man. And Lionel Messi is still the greatest football player in history. Always the backlash, man. Shit. But yeah, man, no. It's dude. Yeah, but I get the clout on Erling Haaland, you know? I get it. He's gonna be the greatest thing, right? And you don't want to miss out on it. You know what I mean? So everybody's just riding his dick. The dude is like a superb talent, you know? He's like incredible, right? He is. I mean, it's looking like he will shatter the fucking goal scoring record in the EPL because, yeah, the last person to have that record was, I tell you what, according to history, if we look back, right, Cristiano Ronaldo 2008 plays in the English Premier League, breaks the goal scoring record, you know, wins UEFA Champions League, wins the World Player of the Year. I tell you right now, dude, it's looking like Erling Haaland is gonna shatter that record. Right? Oh, after Ronaldo, the record was beaten by Luis Suarez, equaled by Luis Suarez. So Luis Suarez also scored 31 goals. However, Luis Suarez didn't even take a single penalty, man. Right? A single penalty. And I think like plus 8 goals of Ronaldo's 31 were penalties. So, you know, I mean, stats will say 31 goals, right? But your eyes say 31 goals and 28 goals and like 8 tap-ins. You know, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, Luis Suarez did that, right? Mo Salah did, broke it, went one goal further, 32 goals, right? However, the thing with Mo Salah is that he also took penalty kicks, so, right? That's a default goal, you know? If you know, whack me up. Anyway, yeah, so now, yeah, you have Erling Haaland, you know, who has like what, 11 goals in the first 10 games, 9 games, 8 games. I don't even know how many games played. For sure, it's 7 games, right? He has 11 goals. It's looking like he's gonna shatter the record. Probably get like 40, 39. Anyway, he's gonna shatter the record. So the only thing that's left is for City to win the UEFA Champions League, and we all know what happens then, right? Erling Haaland becomes World Footballer of the Year. You know? And this is someone that white people can really get behind. Right? For the first time. Dude, like if Adolf Hitler was like alive today, right, and Erling Haaland won the Ballon d'Or, right, he would be sitting in the front row just like tearing up. Life's moment. Right. Dude, what's up with men crying, man? Shit. Right? Dude, I understand. Right? You were told somehow, you heard that, you know, you fucking live longer. That's the reason like why women live long is because they don't hold that shit and then you gotta let it out. Right? But there's just been too many dudes crying in public. Right? That shit is supposed to be private. That shit is supposed to be done in the shower. Right? Yeah, so they don't like. So no one noticed that you were crying when you get up, Like, but dude, like, public platforms have just become a place for men to just fag out. you know, dude, you have Katlero who fagged out because of a woman, right? And then you have a fucking Dr. Malinga who fagged out because of like financial reasons, right? And then, dude, and these are like, okay, maybe not cat, but dude, Dr. Malinga is like, dude, Dr. Malinga is the size of my father. Dude, if my father broke down like that, dude, I would just like start like laughing. Dude, I would just like die. Dude, I'll be like, dude, I'll be clenching my fucking stomach, like, dude, I'll be like, I'll be dead. Dude, I would be the whole fucking emoticon. Dude, if my dad just started like breaking, dude, if my dad, no matter how bad I want, if my dad came up to me and was like, I've been a asshole to you, son, and I feel that if you could find it somewhere in your heart to forgive, right, they all just start dying. I would, dude, that apology, or not even an apology, but that fucking consultation would have turned from a consultation to a fucking ass whooping, you know what I mean? Because there is no way I was gonna hold back. There's no way I'm holding back that laughter, man. There's no way I'm holding back those tears. Dude, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, just not in public, it should be done in private, right? I don't know. Shit. Talking about strikers and yeah, I tell you another team that doesn't have a striker, man. Bayern Munich signed Sadio Mane last transfer window. Right? The star signing, big signing, marquee signing. Right? And then they're playing him as a striker. Right? Dude, I think Jurgen Klopp knew that Mane was gonna leave, right? So what Jurgen Klopp did was confuse the teams that were gonna purchase Sadio Mane. So what he did was that instead of him playing in the normal position, his last 15 odd games of Liverpool, he played in the center. Right? You could argue that cost Liverpool the league, as well as a UEFA Champions League. You could argue that, although he was scoring the odd goal a game. However, strikers score 2 goals on average a game, not the odd goal a game. That's what strikers do. But anyway, maybe this was the brilliant German dictator's, way of sabotaging the team that his star player is going to, because now they think that Sadio Mane is a striker, and he's not a striker, right? And he's costing them. Bayern Munich lost against Augsburg, FC Augsburg. You know what I mean? Dude, and I fear for Sadio Mane, dude, because if you haven't seen Sadio Mane, and if you haven't seen where he's playing, right? Dude, when things are not good, things could turn sour pretty quickly. You know? Like pretty quickly, man. Yes, I'm talking racism, people. Right? He's gonna be the poster boy for Bayern Munich's failure. You know what I mean? Things are going good. I can't really say shit. They're just gonna use all the pent up. Dude, if Sadio Mane doesn't perform, you understand the amount of pent up anger that the Bayern Munich fans have. You know? Because their team let one of the best strikers in world football go. Right? And if we know anything, if not nothing from politics, is that you need to use that misdirected anger and give it an outlet. You know? Bada bing, bada bam. You know, a narration. Oh, is that right? A narrative. Right? Yeah. You gotta give that anger a narrative, man. And, you know? Let the beer fest mongers vent. You know? Dude, I always heard shit about like the beer fest. You know? Is it beer or beer? You know? Like if someone like, yeah, if you're German, I know what black people call it. Right? However, I wanna know what a Buddha would call it and what a German would call it. You know? Is it beer or beer? I feel like in Holland it's beer. Maybe it's beer. I've never been to Holland. Oh, surprise, surprise. Yeah, man. Shit. Dude, I tell you what, I'm not a Bayern Munich fan, so I don't give a fuck, you know, whether they lose. I just feel that it's kind of like an interesting thing, you know, that's happening. Yeah. And it's kind of proving the point that Sadio Mane is not a striker, he's not a centre forward. You know? Dude, I don't care how well you play from the back to the middle. That play can be like 9 out of 10. Right? But we're doing all of that so we can get the ball to the end. So the striker can put it in. Now, if your whole build-up plays 9 out of 10, but your finishing is like 5 out of 10, dude, the whole team's work is like, you know, cut in half. Right? I don't know. But that's the thing with Jurgen Klopp. He takes like athletes and makes them soccer players, right? And I feel like if you're an athlete that becomes a soccer player, yeah, you're able to run, you're able to like, you know, kick a ball and, you know, kick it really far and run really far and for a long time. However, you lack the creativity of a soccer player, you know. Maybe sometimes you don't need to run, you know. Sometimes you can walk, right? sometimes you don't need to like kick with power. Sometimes you can just, you know, bend it in. Now, yeah, you lose creativity when you're an athlete. Kind of becomes back to my teleoperation. Like, see, if you are a machine, right? How I understand it, artificial intelligence learns from, you know, a human behind the wheel, right? So data, information, people will be collected, right, from the person, from the car that's being driven by the person. Now, and now this information is translated into another machine, right? That must figure out how that car is doing what it's doing from its past movements, right? But here's the thing, man. AI trying to learn that from a human driving a car, AI trying to learn how to drive a car from a human driving a car is like a person trying to learn how to play soccer from, I don't know, watching Messi play soccer, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of a bit too shallow of an example. But what I'm trying to say, this is beyond my scope. This is beyond my this is beyond my pay grade. I should think about this a lot more in detail, and I'll come back to it. Right? How monarchies work, people. You know? How do they work? I don't know, man. Like, you're a king, right? You get old. If you have children, then I guess you die, and they become king, right? I don't know. I mean, that's been happening for the past ever, right? Yeah, I think it should be radicalized. Right? You know how they tell you about, like, oh man, when they introduce, like, cryptocurrency and shit. Like, oh man, the financial system is so old, it's been here for like 100 years, it's outlived its time, it's slow, you know what I mean? Not the fact that it has been here for so long. You know, maybe there's something we should look into it as to why it's been here that long, right? But that's a whole nother subject, man, right? Dude, you just can't win, right? It seems like everyone's trying to fuck you, man, right? Seems like everyone is just trying to fucking screw you, man. Shit. You know? Tell you what, man, if a farm didn't cost money, man, shit. You know? If I didn't have to fucking buy back my farm, right? from the settlers. You know? I think life would be a better place. And well, the world would be a better place. You know? Like, I don't get it. Like, why do I need to fucking make money and then buy back something that was already mine? I don't get this shit. You know? Dude, I will tell you this. If I do manage to buy back my farm and we do expropriate land without compensation, right? Native people will not be required to give their land back for expropriation, man. Dude, that's like going through a double hurdle, you know? No. I tell you what, bro. You know who I'd vote for? I think that Parliament should be like, dude, the whole Parliament should be like Big Brother house. You know what I mean? Like 24/7 on the television, right? The Parliament is just one big house, right? And everybody who says they're representing the country lives in that house and they're not leaving for the next 4 years. Right? Yeah, and we can keep tabs on everyone, right? We can see who's meeting with who, right? We can see who's fucking getting back kicks from who, right? We can see that who's fucking who, right? And we can understand the dynamics, right? And if you're doing shit, we'll fucking vote you out, you know? I mean, that's a perfect solution, man. Right? Every decision that is taken on behalf of the country is recorded and live. Not only the decision, but how we came about to that decision, right? So, for instance, right, it's Big Brother House 2025. Dude, that would actually make it. I would watch that shit. Right? I would watch. Big Brother Parliament. Yeah, for 4 years, man. For 4 years, y'all have to stay in like one house and we're recording everything. Listening to everything. Right? I mean, if that's not transparency, I don't know what is. I don't know what is, man. Shit. That would be dope. And of course, maybe then we'll have like fucking younger parliamentary members. I tell you what, dude, if dude, if the Parliament House became the Big Brother house, dude, the leaked sex tapes that came out of there would be like, dude, there would be some of the most horrific, that you've seen. You know what I mean? Now maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you're into, double XL. I don't know. Maybe your type is double XL. I don't know what it is. Dude, like I said, dude, I'm scrolling like through YouTube, right? And like I said, YouTube has this tendency of just posting pictures these days, right? So I get up to a fucking, fucking article, right? About how, I forget what it was about, All I know is just that I saw like 8 fat girls, right? And they're all wearing like some kind of colorful jumpsuits, man. Like, dude, the image was just hilarious, dude. It looked. Yeah. But, dude, it looked like, dude, it kind of looked like fat girls were forming like a fucking, like a super crew, like they all have like different like superpowers, right? Dude, dude, it was so colorful. It looked like the LGBTQI something on steroids, right? Or maybe on cookies. I don't know that shit. Fuck. I don't know, bro. I just find it sometimes fat girls can be mean, right? However, I will tell you this: they can fucking, dude. Fat girls can fucking sing, right? And I'll tell you the reasons for this. Maybe this is one of the benefits of being fat, right? This is one thing I've noticed, that most fat girls that are in the entertainment space can sing. Well, maybe it's like that because they have to do something good, right? I mean, they're not in the entertainment. Like, I'm not seeing them on my headlines because, because they're on the cover of like Playboy. No, I'm seeing them on my headlines because maybe they're good actors, or maybe they can sing well, or yeah. So there is this theory about how, this whole saying about the emptiest drum makes the loudest noise, right? So I'm thinking about, like, okay, a skinny person right? A skinny person has less room to work from when projecting their voice, right? They just have like one pipe, right? It's probably like, what, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters in diameter, Pretending like I do math. Like I understand math. Anyway, what the fuck is the diameter? It's half of the fucking sun! Right? So their voice doesn't project out as far, as loud. I don't know, maybe. Right? On the other hand, both hands. Maybe like 6 of them. You have fat girls, right? Yeah, you have BB girls. BB meaning big boned. Right? The fuck does that mean, man? Dude, big bone is one of those stupid terms. Like what the fuck? What do you mean? Like you mean like your bones are swollen? Right? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, or chubby. No, I'm not fat. I'm fucking chubby. That type of shit. Right? Yeah. So no, I feel like fat girls, right, have a lot more space within them, literally, right, to project out a fucking beast of a voice. And that's my theory on why fat girls are better singers, or louder singers. They're really loud. Tell you what, I am fucking, amazed by a fat girl that shouldn't look like they should move. Like, I mean, dude, I don't see fat men like in the media that much. That's why I keep on saying like fat girls. I'm not seeing fat dudes. There's no fat dude on the cover of Calvin Klein. Double extra large. No fucking person wants to see that. Right? And if a dude does do that, they're gonna fucking kill themselves after 3 weeks. Right? Could you imagine being the first double extra, I don't even know what size this thing is, man. Just the large size of a person. Right? And you're a dude. Right? And you're out there shirtless promoting some shit, right? Seeking to be recognized. That is fagging out, man. Yeah. Probably like fat girls. Oh, he hates fat. No. I don't, man. Dude, I'm African. Most of the women I know. Actually, I'm lying. I don't know a lot of fat. None. Zero. Not my grandma, right? Not my mom, right? Not my fucking aunt, right? Dude. Oh, not me, right? No. Oh, I was like, yo, yeah, dude, fat people that can like move, like they can running. A fat person that can run, dude, to me that's impressive, right? Never mind the fat dude that can do backflips. Like, dude, the type of fat that when you do the backflip, dude, like your head is all the way turned to the back. However, your stomach is still in the same position. You know what I mean? Like. Right? That's some impressive shit. I don't know. People say it's DNA. I really think it's food, man. Right? Is it really? Yeah. Cause I think about like fasting. Again, whatever. Right? Dude, but I'm just so like, dude, I feel like, dude, if I fast for more than 4 days, I'm gonna, dude, I don't want to look like Mahatma Gandhi. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, shit. Right? I mean, why should the spiritual fucking awareness, right? The spiritual overcomings, being in a higher light, that, come with looking like that, looking like you're gonna break. That's if you want to fast. Dude, Mahatma Gandhi is a wild dude, man. Dude, I've heard that Mahatma Gandhi would like fucking be on a fucking go to sleep, right? And then around him, he would have like young girls, dare I say, under 18, right? Oh, the Indians fucking tuned out are burning their fucking phones now. Right? Right. Oh, by the way, where is Palki Sharma? No, like for real. Like I was watching this news fucking network on YouTube, right? They have like an hour they release like every fucking 3 days or 2 days. I don't know. I like the format. Like turns out I like the anchor more than what they do, you know. Yeah, her name was Palki Sharma and the news site, I don't know if it was Gion or we on something like that, dude. You know? Yeah, he would like make these like dope points, you know, and ask these rhetorical questions that made you think like you were thinking about shit, you know? Yeah, because Russian television is not on YouTube no more. Like it's not on Google. Like you cannot get the Russian news television site on Google. Like, is it fair that we can only get news from CNN and Fox News, and we don't even watch those news? Right? Yeah. Yeah, so she would ask like rhetorical questions and like make like you know just like kind of like smug comments there, you know, talking about like world elite power, you know. And now that she's gone, you know, and like these two girls, right, are now working there. They are the new anchors, right? It's two of them. So now it's not even like one person no more. Like they swapping now, you know. So trying to find like the perfect like Palki Sharma replacement, and it's not working because now it makes me think that the news site is like a fraud, right? Because they still talk the same way. Like the lady, whatever her name is, God bless her, she's still asking like the same questions, like the same way, or making the same points, kind of like the same way. And then you ask yourself, like, fuck, was she reading from the teleprompter the whole fucking time? And I thought she was a conscious news anchor. Apparently not! You know? Just bring back Palki Sharma. She was kind of hot. Yeah. She was. Yeah. She was. What do you say? Fuck. I don't know. Yeah, but I just found that she had like kind of like miscellaneous hands. You know? I don't know. Let me just say she looked like a woman. You know, that had like a big bum and like, you know, like big hips and shit like that, you know. Never seen her standing up. That's a sad thing about, you know, fucking falling for news anchors from India. It won't be the worst situation, I tell you. Yeah. So I said like fake progressives. You know? I don't know, man. Hard as it might be to believe, right? I quite never do anything out of anger. Right? Might seem like an angry tone. Maybe not angry. Yeah. Frustrated, maybe a bit. With the world, a bit. You know? With myself, god damn, you have no clue. You know? But I'm shutting down, man. I'm shutting down. It's the first of the last quarter of the year. You know? And I kind of told it. I kind of told my close friends, you know, that smokes weed with me. I'm like, dude, you know, this month I'm like, I think just not gonna beat it, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah. But dude, underrated being fucking unavailable, man. You know? Being unavailable, right? Dude, like the thing about the hood is like you tell, you know, you tell someone that you can't really like chill no more because you don't have no more time, right? And they just get like all offended. You know? Like, oh, what would you be doing that's better than chilling here and smoking weed with us? Right? I don't know. Yeah. There's just this, I don't know what it is, but a huge insecurity, man. Right? In the hood. In the hood, man. A huge insecurity. Mm-hmm. You know, there was this one time, like, because I'm always like searching for answers, man. Like, no, like everybody else is not, right? It's like the term critically thinking. Oh, we're talking about dumb terms. Another dumb term that people use is being a general expert. A general expert. Oh no, an expert generalist. Right? So, an expert in nothing in general. You know what I'm saying? Can be an expert generalist. It's not even a real term. You know? An expert generalist. There's so many new ways of just saying dumb. Right? Like, no, he's not stupid, he has ADHD. No, I couldn't read, I was dyslexic. No, that was not true. Oh shit, I'm just a general experimentalist or general activist or whatever the fuck I was. Expert generalist. What? Dude, I'm still thinking about all the dudes that were crying. You know, if I could just make a compilation. Yeah, I could never say that name, right? For the amount of years, right, that I've been on YouTube, that they've been doing the compilation videos. I just couldn't like pronounce that name right. Compilation. Yeah. What is it? It's just what is it? It's a slideshow, bro. It's a slideshow of videos. That's what it is. Fucking compilation. Right? Dude, YouTube has some of the weirdest titles. Like, dude, YouTube will have a fucking video of like somewhere in China, of a factory somewhere in China making fucking candy. Right? Like the whole process of it making candy. And the thumbnail will be most satisfying videos you'll ever watch. Right? And you just watch that shit. You know? I mean, is this like is that the new like millennial porn? Right? Where you just like get off on watching other people like, you know, use new technologies, right, and build miscellaneous shit. I don't know. Like, oh, look at that pot. Oh, dude, the way the jet is coming out of there, man, it's crazy. You know, so there was a period, right, in my life, probably a year ago, right? Well, like, I was just asking myself the question, like, why are these nails growing? Like, why do fingernails grow? Why do they just like shoot up, right? And I'm trying to understand this. But okay, fine. It doesn't look like we had fucking a nail clipper, right? That's a tool we use to cut our nails. Americans, right? Yeah, fucking nail clipper, right? You didn't have this like just 50 years ago. You didn't have this shit. A nail clipper, yeah. 50 years ago in South Africa, you didn't have a nail clipper unless you were white. You know what I mean? Unless you were white. Yo, talking about white South Africans, right? Dude, I just forgot his name. Is it JW something? I forgot his name. He was asked about what he feels about the Queen's death, right? And he just went, dude, what he said, right? If a black radicalist said the same thing, right? You wouldn't be able to tell the difference who said it. You know what I mean? Dude, what that white man said, only because I forgot his name, right? That's something that most South Africans, native South Africans, would have liked to hear, right? But that's because most South Africans don't understand our history. Now, our history is a pretty interesting one, you know? Nelson Mandela and shit. Right? Yeah, but before that, see what happened is that he was a white guy. So there's two classes of white people in South Africa, right? You have the Boer, who is the Afrikaner, right? Who is basically just someone. It's just a race group from Holland, right? The Holland area. Not sure if it's exactly from Holland, but the Holland area, right? It could have been on the outskirts of Holland. They could have been just, dude. For all we know, the Boer that came to South Africa, well, when they were the Boer when they came, when they were here. So when they were still coming, they were not Boer, they were European, right? So the European that came from Holland to South Africa and eventually became the Boer, right? Dude, they were basically like the Zamazamas of like Holland, you know? You know, they, right? They were just on the outskirts of the border. They were like, fuck this shit, right? Going to the new land. Fuck your government, right? And they landed over here, right? On the most southern tip of Africa, right? And they got here with their boats, call themselves Afrikaners. Now, I don't know. Now, here's where it gets like confusing, right? Did they call themselves Afrikaners when they arrived immediately? Like they were like they stepped foot right on the Cape soil, right? And were like, "Voor ons dag." Hier bly Afrikaner! Right? Something like that. Right? As like a little Khoisan boy was sitting on a mountain somewhere, right? Just looking at this object arrive. Dude, if you're that Khoisan boy, if you're that San boy on the Cape Mountains, right? And you seeing the Afrikaners talk. Now, what are you thinking at that moment? Nah, you're running. Right? You're running back home. You're running back home, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because the first thing you saw is like the ship. Right? The people would have been too far to see. But knowing the sand people, they have like eagle eyes. So, you know, they could probably like see. Right? Anyway. So you have the Afrikaner that talks. Right? And this is a period where the English people from England are just like fucking going around everywhere. They're in Egypt, they're in India, they fucking, you know? Fast forward some 30 years, 50 years, right? After the Afrikaner talks, the British arrive, right? And the British, with their boats, also arrive at the Cape, right? This drives the Afrikaner from the Cape into Central Africa. I mean, into Central South Africa, you know? The Afrikaner takes a lot of pride in this journey, right? Like they take so much pride in it, like it was a war, right? Like, could you imagine if I had to, you know, like travel 200 miles, right? And after 200 miles, I like basically solidified that 200 miles in my history, Like, yeah, this is what we fucking are. We are 200-mile traveling people. Right? Dude, that's what everyone did. Everyone did that. Everyone traveled, There was no roads, so of course the journey was a bit difficult, right? There was no national parks, so of course a few babies got eaten by lions, right? What they never tell you is about like how many black people or native South Africans were killed because the Afrikaner was moving from Cape to Central South Africa geographically. They don't tell us about that. Dude, there's no way you're gonna travel 1,000 miles plus, right? A whole fucking community, 1,000 miles plus with your fucking horse wagons and cow wagons, whatever it was fucking driven by, right? And not encounter native tribes, right? They would feel like you fucking, just coming into their territory, like fucking forbidden territory, right? It's kind of left out. But anyway, that's not the topic at hand. The topic at hand was that I'm trying to explain why most South Africans would cheer on what that the white politician that I'm talking about, South African politician that I'm talking about, said as radical. Right. So the British come over, right, enter the Cape. Afrikaner move to Central Southern Africa, right? For me, it gets a bit blurry what happens there. But what ends up happening, right, is that you have two armies. You have a European army from England, and then you have another European army from Holland, or the outskirts of Holland, like we were explaining earlier. And you have them coming face to face in a conflict, right? What basically happened in this conflict, right? According to Afrikaner literature, right? I read somewhere that they said they fought bravely, right? However, being that this was the difference between the English, right, and the Boer / Afrikaner. The Boer was Womazamazam from Europe, right? That had their little arm. The English were colonial subjects from the Queen. So they were under the Queen's law. They were sent with a mission. This wasn't a fucking, gallivanting mission. This had intention. This was a straight out, annex. Right? So when they did fight, right, it was like one person was a dude, just a regular dude, and another dude was a trust fund dude, right? So you had the Afrikaners who were the regular dudes, right? And you had the British who were the trust fund kids, right? Now, war is about resources. Long story cut short, right? The regular dudes ran out of reinforcements, right? Their leader fled the country, Mr. Paul Kruger. I fled, like ran away, like we to this day we don't even know whether he's dead or like that's what Afrikaner literature said. Like basically, Mr. Paul Kruger is a coward. Like he ran, he wasn't exiled. He bolted, man. Shit, bolt. Anyway, the regular dudes leader ran, and the reinforcements ran out, like the leader. So the trust fund kids called up grandma and were like, "Hey, grandma, we need like a few thousand more bullets and a couple more thousand guns. Could you make that happen, please?" Now, this is a whole fucking continent away, right? Guess what? Reinforcements arrived, right? And good old grandma doubles up on her gift, and just basically sends over like 100,000 soldiers, and it was over for the Buddha. Kaput. Clar. And we became a British colony. But it's also interesting because you don't understand how did the Anglo-Boer War, how was that won by the fucking how was that won by the English? However, apartheid was done by the Boer. I tell you what, I think they were working in cahoots. Right? Shit. On a lighter note, thinking about what fingernails and shit. Yeah, I tried growing out my fucking fingernails, and let me just trying to figure out like, dude, why is this thing necessary? Like why are the nails necessary? Just need to get fucking light in the room here. Just couldn't figure it out. Because they did grow out, they did grow out. However, they just became like so long you couldn't do shit with them, like nothing, right? Like everything just became so hard to grab. Dude, the only the only time long fingernails became useful, right, was when you needed to grab someone. That was the only time they became useful. Other than that, they were fucking inconvenient as a motherfucker, especially in 2022. Right? Dude, I couldn't silent search on my phone. Right? All you heard was just like a fucking rat on fucking tiles, You couldn't grab like any object, really, right? And there was always the fear of like if you broke a nail, like dude, you know, you know how it goes. You cut your nail the wrong way, right? And you have like a 2 week inconvenience right there. You know? But anyway, I just couldn't figure it out. So I was like, fuck it. Started asking some questions, you know? Went around. Hey man, what do you think like the old people did with their nails, man? Because they didn't have these tools, right? I'm like, they cut them. With what? They're like, they were biting them off, you know? Like, eating their nails and shit. I was like, oh shit! You know, this is from one person, right? And then I made my conclusion. I was like, shit, like the people in the olden days were eating their nails. You know? Like legit. Could you imagine the amount of like minerals you get from... Dude, this ivory is something you must eat. You know? I don't know. Dude, in my head, I think like if you eat like 2 nails or 3 nails, like you have the capacity to not eat for like 2 days. You know? Oh yeah, fuck. The previous point was that the reason what the white dude said about the queen appeared to be radical was that he's an Afrikaner. He's an Afrikaner. He's a Boer South African. You know? Like the queen was the grandma that you know, that the trust fund kids had. You know? The queen was the grandma that the trust fund kids called up for reinforcements, man. You know? Yeah. That's why it seemed radical, you know? But dude, like, I don't speak for all natives. I speak for myself, right? Like politically, no opinion is gonna be listened to from a white man in South Africa, man. Politically, if that statement or opinion does not start with a fucking disclaimer that says I am for expropriation of land without compensation. If it doesn't start with that, no native is listening to you, man. Like, we're not listening. Not interested. Zero. Yeah. Just being honest. Yeah. However, you do get us there when you like, you know, when you like kind of like officialize like platforms, you know, like platforms where people are like talking shit, right? But it appears like it's like some kind of like network platform, you know. Yeah, you can get some of us there, you know, but you're not getting all of us, man. Fucking not. Yeah. You can't. Right? Dude, this is how much white people know of like South Africa, you know, because of their own of the country they claim to like be from, you know. They'll have like news articles, right? From like the top news sites in the world, from the top news sites in like the country, right? And like the news article will read, Limpopo to experience floods, right? And now, if you're reading this from any other part of the world, you're like, oh man, shit, Limpopo's gonna experience floods. Oh man, I hope Limpopo does, gets by. I pray for Limpopo, I mean, no one wants to receive like floods, yeah? Dude, if you're a native from Limpopo, you fucking praying for a fucking flood. Dude, you fucking dancing around, dude, all night, hoping that it floods fucking tomorrow. You know what I mean? Did you know how hot it is in the northern province? Like, dude, it's so hot. If we were like fucking hijabs, is that only for women? I think hijabs is only for women. Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, it's fucking hot, right? So, dude, it's so hot that like rain doesn't have time to like build up. Didn't you like learn about the water cycle in like the 7th grade or something like that? Turns into gas, man. But that's what's nice about the world these days, Everyone can say their own piece of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. Yo, Andrew Schultz's special is out on fucking YouTube. That's awesome, right? That's another conflict I have. There's another understanding I don't like. There's something else I don't understand is how the fuck does Netflix, have Tim Dillon, right, uncensored, raw, uncut, he's special out, right? But then they talk to Andrew, and they're like, man, shit. You kind of too much. You kind of too over the edge there, man. Does it make sense? It makes billions. That's what it makes. Not according to the stock market, man. Shit. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Because it's hard to understand because now it's like, you discriminate because of reach. We're talking about fake progressives, right? Because it's like, okay, now that means that you now don't actually care about what's being said. You only care about how many people it gets to reach, So some crazy shit can be said if it reaches 5 people. Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna hear that. 5 people won't change the world. Right? Oh shit. We okay then. Right? if the same shit is gonna be heard, right, by 1 million, by 5 million people, like, oh no, we can't have that. Mm-mm. No. Right? It's just too much power. Right? Too much influence. You know? Yeah, it's crazy. Is it as crazy as the Emmys? You want to talk about that? Of course. Of course I do. The Emmy Awards, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone tuned in, I didn't. Alright? I fucking didn't, man. Like, I don't understand shit no more. Man, you just. Dude, the fucking. I don't know if you've seen this. Right? Immoral Compass on Roku. I haven't seen it because it's on, you know. Like, you gotta buy it. So, please do. Please buy it. But what I have seen is like the short clips, man. Right? So, there's this scene where fucking. Dude. I'm shooting myself in the head for forgetting his fucking name. So I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna fucking, right? Wedding crashes. Right? Right? Come on. Come on, man. Show me the cast, man. Vince Vaughn. Dude, the scene where Vince Vaughn fucking kills Bobby Lee's cat, right? And tries to fucking explain to Bobby Lee that he killed his cat, right? That's all, right? And you have Bobby Lee. Vince Vaughn killed Bobby Lee's cat with Bobby Lee's car, right? Right? So now Bobby Lee's pissed, right? And wants his car back, of course, right? Like, wouldn't you want your car, like, if, right? But now, dude, Bobby Lee's like, dude, I hope Bobby Lee's my height. I wish I was as tall as Bobby Lee. Right? But you never, that's the thing about, like, YouTube and shit like that. You know, you know, I'm hoping y'all look big, right? And are not really big for my selfish interest, you know, because I'm short. Oh, dude, when Dr. Malinga cried, right? I thought he was joking, you know. I thought he intended to be joking, you know. And then I just thought that, like, they just took him way too serious, and then he fucking leaned in on it, you know. It was like, you know, just peeked out an eye. So if anyone's laughing, no one was laughing, and like they were fucking all like tuned in, like fucking hooked, right? And he just like tucks back into his arm and continues with it. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Doc. He banged out. Dude, like, Dude, I don't know, bro. Like, nah, at least, dude, fagging out ain't as bad as selling out, but it's pretty close. You know, you wouldn't want to fag out on any moment in your life. You know what I mean? So I have a rule now. I Yeah, no more crying in public. Yeah, we need to put up rules as the majority, right, of the men in society. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah, still explaining the scene, right? So Bobby Lee wants his car back now, dude. You know how it is. Oh, Vince Vaughn is like the height of fucking Larry Bird. You know, if Vince Vaughn's hand-eye coordination was, you know, I don't know how actually. I don't know how bad or good it is. You know. Anyway, he's the height of Larry Bird. He played dodgeball. You know. Yeah. So yeah, so he was using Bobby Lee's car, and obviously when you use someone's car, you know, if they happen to be of, you know, miniature height, miniature size, right? Their seating arrangements is drastically different, right? So you have this scene where Bobby Lee, right, rightfully storms out, wants to leave, right, gets in his car, right, and Vince Vaughn is just, you know, behind him trying to apologize. You know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill your cat. You know. I, and as Bobby Lee opens the car door, sits down, right, and as he wants to leave, right, he can't because he can't reach the pedals. Right? So initially he sits down and he sinks all the way to the back. And, and then you think to yourself, whoa, is this dude like really like bummed out about his cat that he's like sleeping, and you know you know that he's wondering, he's like pensive, you know, like you know. I, and then you realize that no, he needs to move the seat forward, right? Like a lot, you know, like like a good minute of moving the seat forward. Electric seat adjusters, right? It's not the old school, right? I mean, that would have worked if, you know, it wouldn't have worked for comedy, right? If it was fun, but you know, but they probably would have made it work, you know. But yeah, you know the old school one that you just pull and, you know, just one swing and you wherever you want to be, right? So it wasn't that; it was the electric one. So, right, you know. Right? And then you just have Bobby Lee just like now, you know, just adjusting the seat, just inching forward, right? Inching forward. Just staring at a standing Vince Vaughn. Who I would imagine is also trying not to laugh. Right, in that fucking instant. But no, if you haven't checked it out, Immoral Compass on Roku, man. Yeah, Uh, Roku is I guess, a streaming platform. You know, a streaming platform. Stream music. Right. Well, if you go according to the Emmys, you could watch, you know, a dude with a head that has a cape. You know, I mean, pretty funny, but is it? To me, I'm asking you that question. No, it's not. You know, yeah. I don't know, man. Fuck. Dude, talk about breaking up, man. Yeah. Like, what do you think it takes to break up with family? You know? Like, what scenario is it where blood is not thicker than water? Or maybe it is. You know? I don't know, man. Shit. Nah, I just feel like that shit is fucked up. Right? You know. I mean, why can't people just be regular people? You know what I mean? Regular. Right? Everyone wants to join a special group. Everyone wants to be part of a gang, man. You know? Tell you what, I blame Scientology, man. Right? Dude, Scientology made it mainstream to be fucked up. Like, it made it normal. Right? Maybe I'm just blaming, man. Maybe I'm just projecting, man. I don't know, man. Dude, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. Isn't that a saying the world goes by? The last time I checked, I don't know. Right? Well, anyway, right? Some of my uncle, right? And other than his cult issues, right? You know, like, guys, don't fucking join cults. You know what I mean? Just be a normal dude. Yeah. Just be normal. Anyway, right? He's trying to blow my mind about, electrical shit, right? Telling me I don't know shit, which I don't. Kept saying this, right? Like, yeah. So he mentions like Nikola Tesla, and I don't know if this is true, right? It's one of those conspiracy theories, right? You know, but you can't say this in his face, right? You know, else you get a fucking sock to the mouth. Would you know better? You know better, young one. Yeah, so I'm done with that. You know, like that's yeah, I can't now. I mean, dude, you know. Yeah, but he said Nikola Tesla was on the fucking Titanic, right? And that's why it sank. Now, I could do my own research about this, right? Or I could just be like, fuck it. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to electricity, dude, I won't call, like, to me, Elon's not, like, I won't call out, like, dude, how, dude, how do you call, like, a fucking, you know, software developer, right, slash manufacturer, right, slash innovator, that turned all of that into billions? How do you call that dude a con man? You know, without at least being better than them. You know what I mean? I don't know, but you can. See, you can. No, to me, Elon Musk is not a con man, but even him with the electricity shit. You know what I mean? Same as Nikola Tesla. If you're not making, if you're not harnessing lightning, dude, we grew up on TV shows and stats telling us that, oh fuck, a lightning bolt, you know, could power like the whole Central America for, you know, 6 days, you know, one lightning bolt, you know. So you telling me that you cannot harness that electricity and turn it into power? No fucking way, man. Right? No fucking way. And you can go to space. Oh, shit. Dude. I don't know, I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated because, like, dude, like, it's we have a load shedding crisis, people, right? We have a load shedding crisis, an energy crisis. At times we don't have electricity, and at times we have electricity, right? So there's a dude now at some power station in Eskom that's hired to sit by the main switch of every every, like, what's this, Eskom power plant, right? With the stopwatch. And every 8 hours, he fucking brings that shit down. And there's no power, right? Better make sure not to fall asleep. Once the alarm goes off, brings the shit up, right? I'm sure it was a whole post that someone applied for, right? Talking about applications, right? Dude, is there anything more, like, dude, why is filling out an application so hard? You know, like, so mentally, like, difficult to do, like, shit. You know? mean, dude, I am a black native, right, in South Africa, man. Like, dude, I should be able to get a job, right? I should. Just like a white, I wouldn't call him native, but a white guy in the USA. You know what I mean? Like, dude, one thing I'll credit the USA for is like its unemployment rate. They are homeless as a motherfucker, but those motherfuckers are working, man. You know what I mean? I think it's like below 50%, which is good because I was like 73%, which is like horrible. Right? Yeah, but the homeless, there's still gonna be like a lot more homelessness in the United States of A because that property market is a fucking scam, bro. There's no way dude, have you seen the sizes of those apartments and they go for $1 million? And you see what you get for $1 million in like South Africa, you know what I mean? I mean, dude, think about what is a third world country in 2022? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Dude, I'm telling you, my grandmother's village has a Starbucks. You know? Yeah, you find people on the horse carriages, the donkey carriages even, you know? Fucking going to get iced coffee. You know what the fuck? You know? Yeah. Once again, I think the world should just like stop making shit. Yeah. Do we have enough of everything? You know? If we can just like pause for like a good 50 years. Like if we dude, this is the thing about fucking people, right? The people, like, no one considers a baby they don't have as their family because you don't know that baby yet. You only consider the baby you have as your baby or your family, or you know what I mean. So if we agree, I think we should all agree as a population to fucking like, just stop, right? Just stop making shit. We keep on working, right? We just stop making shit. We just stop making new shit. Right? So we basically do like hand-me-downs. You know what I mean? We just sell everything that's already here for a good 50 years. And we agree that we're not gonna be making any more babies. Right? I mean, now we just agree as a world, right? And then we agree that we're one big family. We're no more gonna fight, right? There's enough shit for dude. Talking about fighting, have you been seeing what's happening in like Russia lately, man? You know, dude, it's crazy. Like at first, like Mr. Vladimir Putin was like, "Yo, this is what's happening. I want 300 or 100 more soldiers, at the battlefield, right? And then this caused like a stir in the country, like mass exits, Dude, I think at one point they said, dude, I think for like 2 to 4 weeks, like flights out of Russia, and this is economy flights, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like budget flights, right? It was like $9,000 base to get out. Now, I was just thinking about all about like the regular people, you know, the people that are just there because they had to go to Russia to do some shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the war, fuck, you know, they just had to get their shit done. You know what I mean? And that they had and have to leave. For sure, they were spending like 2 days there, 3 days. I don't know what was happening with their life, right? So, dude, could you imagine having to spend $9,000 that you didn't plan for? Dude, dude, if I was in that situation and I had to come back home, right, and they would tell me that war, fucking conflict was breaking out, and that my return flight ticket, which was like $1,000, right, is now $9,000. You know, and I was in the airport and they were announcing this. I don't know where I would have found this out, probably on the internet. Right? Dude, I would have like just fucking just folded over into the fucking airport seat, you know, or on the fucking counter, on the fucking customer counter. They just like, I just like fuck, you know, I'm done, you know, just gonna lay here. You'll tell me when it's okay, man. Fuck. Dude, you know I'm a fuck. You know? Yeah. Dude, it would be like that video when Suge Knight was told how much his bail would be, you know? Dude, the dude was told that like his bail or he owed like $50 million in like a courtroom, and the dude just like had a heart attack. You know, like Mr. Suge had like a fucking like just he just like collapsed like right. Dude, I don't know which one is funnier. Like Suge Knight collapsing because of that. Like, dude, dude, that's when I understood that Suge Knight, like, that's a dude that knows money right there. You know, that's a dude that fucking understands money. Like, dude, he was told the bail, and it just a, like complete fold over, like. Like, like he felt how much it was, and he knew how much it was. He knew how many people you had to whack to get that amount of cash, right? And his body just instinctively just went like out. Talking about another person. Has anyone seen the video of like the security guard, one of the queen's guards at the funeral? I don't know if it went fucking viral. You know, like how many views do you need to for it to be considered viral? Like, does it need to be on TikTok or like Instagram, or like where does it need to be like? And what does it actually mean when it says viral? Like, does that mean like people relate, like a lot more people in the world relate with it, like what's happening, or a lot more people seen it? I don't know. Viral kind of rhymes with spiral. Could you imagine these viral vids, right? Each one that goes viral, you know, just going through, just after it circulates, just goes down a spiral, right? Into like a bot. They just collects all these viral videos, right? So you can become one supreme viral bot. Viral bot. Viral bot. Viral bot. Oh yeah, the Queen's Guard. The Queen's Guard. Fucking. Oh shit. The Queen's Guard. Yeah, dude. The dude just plumped to the floor. You know, like head first. I. And that's when you saw that those motherfuckers, those soldiers, those fucking security guards in England that wear the funny uniforms and like the top hats. In fact, I don't think the uniforms are that funny. I just think like it's, you know, it's a uniform. Like, yeah, it's a uniform. Yeah, yeah. Those dudes, when they don't want to move, they mean it, man. Right? Like, dude. Like you could make fun in their face, you know, like cuss at them, you know, like fucking. As long as you don't touch them, right? Because you will get shot, right? And they won't flinch. I guess that's some kind of training, and it becomes ingrained into their body, right? Because when one of them, I don't know, had a fucking mini seizure, right? It took him a good 2 seconds to be in a falling position. A position in which gravity was the only acting force, right? It took him 2 seconds to like turn some 20 degrees, right? In that time, any regular person in that time could have at least caught this dude's jacket at the very least. You know? Just to lessen the impact on the fucking floor. Right? Because you went head first. And the helmets that they were wearing are not like helmets, they're like hats. Right? They're like the most useless. Like, why do military people wear? I mean, why do like people wear hats if it's not a helmet? You know what I mean? Dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm fucking designing a suit like the fucking Mandalorian. You know? Because this world's wild, man. Anyway, yeah, man, any regular person would have caught that dude, right? But because those guards are like so fucking, you know, so fucking stiff, man, right? Even their own, they couldn't save. From national, global embarrassment. Right. But when you're that old, man, you dude, still, bro. Yes, as fuck. Yo, our that dude's probably still in the hospital, like fucking. That dude's probably in the hospital, and the dude opposite him, right? You know, has like a broken leg, you know, a fucking, you know, broken arm, you know, fucking a severed spine, right? And he's still cracking up, right? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Dude, I hope someone sees that video, man. Shit. Oh man. So yeah, fucking the English Premier League is back. Right? No promises. No promises. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, dudes. Oh, how about some match picks? Right, dude. Talking about game changes, right? Because that's what defines greatness. You know, that's what defines great. That's what defines greatness. You know, knowing that you can go all the way from a Zoom call to people attending your Zoom call. People taking their time out of the day to come and watch a Zoom call. Now that is greatness. That's an inside joke. Yeah, no, the EPL, English Premier League, is back. So is the La Liga, Santander. So is the Bundesliga. So is Ligue 1. And I have been secretly secretly playing fantasy Premier League football, man. For the past week. You know? Did pretty well, not bragging. I just know I'm doing it. Because I like calling it, dude. Kind of sports. Okay. English Premier League, right? Dude, the fixtures are kind of awkward. But I tell you what, I can fucking get a fucking, like a grip. Like, what could it be on the games, Dude, we obviously know that Barcelona is going to dominate. Robert Lewandowski has been doing the most that side, and I don't think Mallorca away is going to be a big deal for the number 9, man. I mean, shit. It's, the odds say it themselves, but we don't like under double odds, right? If you are picking with us, you gotta pick. Dude, I must make 100% of my money on the bet. At least. You know what I mean? So Arsenal and Tottenham. I'm going with my heart and I'm going for a Tottenham win, hoping that they have sorted out their defense. Right? If we can keep the Manchester City handouts quiet, we might actually have a pretty good game. And we coming into it as a silent favorite, I think Arsenal is more of a favorite, but it's quite close. It's quite close. Yeah. So Tottenham for the win, right? Well, at 1:30, right, today. Yeah. Yo, bro, dude, people will be going to there's 2 events that most of my close friends are going to, like massive, some car event, and I fucking wish I could be there, but so whatever, man. And and some new fucking club that they fucking renovated, right? there's an opening for that, a brand new opening for that. Yeah, it's a dude's birthday, right? And he's a pretty well-known dude, so I guess that's why it's huge. Yeah. Yeah, so two events but that everyone's like going to, man, and I'm like, dude, kind of missing out. you know. Yeah, I read my groove anyway, man. I like being a home and talking alone. Dude, what's up with women thinking that men are sexist? Right? Maybe we are. I mean, shit. Do you blame us? Could you blame us for being sexist? I mean, think about it. Dude, that would be like creating a game and someone else beat you in the game. And that someone else happens to not even make games. You know what I mean? Maybe they're a woman. I'm joking. No, let me get to the yeah. I mean, do you get it? Do you get why you think that we're sexist? We fucking made the game. We built the game. We built it. You know what I mean? We built it. And in the game, you just so happen to be fucking cooking. Making like food and shit. And that's all you do most of the time. Right? And entertainers. But you're like some kind of different kind of artificial intelligence. You develop like feelings and shit. All of a sudden, you just didn't want to do that only in the game. You wanted to do other shit, which is cool, right? But you can't expect us, right, to be cool with you playing our game. Here's a thought. Women should make their own games. Right? Dude, that's what I think, dude. I think that like I feel like gay people are like revenge by the woman. Right? For all like the shit she got from like men. Right? And then she was like, yeah. So every time there's just like one dude, right? That's like quarter to just needs a nudge. Right? They like Adolf Hitler that shit. Right? Dude, women can turn dudes gay on the same level that Hitler can convince people that they're Nazis. You know what I mean? Because 80% of the game is just fucking with the dude's confidence, right? And who has that? Woman! But anyway, yeah, man, like you. Anyway, Liverpool and Brighton. That's another thing about like sports, right? Now women want to play football, a game that men started and were playing, right? First, you know what I mean? See, here's the thing about this whole woman and men thing, right? That's why I like machines. I feel like machines were made to like make fucking men and women like perform equally, you know what I mean? To like really see like who the fuck is the best. See, that's why I'm into like see that's that's why it's like F1. If F1 could be like women and men uh because it's just driving a car, right? I mean, what is like your dick that heavy? I mean, right? And most of the time, their boobs aren't that heavy or their ass is not that heavy, you know? Talking about athletes, you know? They kind of are on the lesser side, you know what I mean? Dude, you know. But yo, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, machines, you know? Everyone supposed to perform, right? At at optimum levels, right? Where's the funny in that? I don't know. I just think that if women want to play soccer, like because you're playing our game, like you should play it the way we play. So like you should do things that we do, you know, like because you're doing what we do, you know what I mean? I don't understand why. Oh, you know, like sometimes you know when the game is over, swap shirts once in a while. You know what I mean? Like swap, like take your teammate's shirt and you know ask for it and you know just put it on your back and walk back to your to your dressing room, you know, right? I would talk about the bra things, you know, but dude, even the soccer play, the soccer players, even the male soccer players, like where, dude, Andrew Schultz bit about fucking the WNBA, you know. Dude, that was the whole thing for me, you know. Like shit, it was incredible, man. Like, it was hilarious. It was funny. Like, fuck. They had me dying, laughing. You know, especially the end. Especially the end. The end was ridiculous. Yeah. Liverpool and Brighton, right? Oh, the team that has spent £80 million. I see that you know Luis Diaz. I mean David Luiz is you know trying, you know just putting in initiative. That always helps, you know. Even though you're not you know the best technically, but what helps is when you push and when you like fucking consistent with your shit and when you like a hard worker, you know, like you just become better. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that happening with Luis Diaz. You know what I mean? Now, dude, the other signing that the German dictator made, right? Darwin Nunes, right? The Portuguese named Darwin. Right? £18 million for this for Darwin, right? And turns out he's not a clinical goal scorer. Now, What happens, Mr. Klopp? What happens? Do we move Darwin Núñez out to the right and put Mo Salah in the center? Right? Because Darwin is still young. He's 22. The expectations that are put on him because another 22-year-old is breaking fucking records, right? It's ridiculous, you know? And I can get how winning the Community Shield kind of like duped him into thinking that maybe he could. No, not duped him. Like duped us into believing that he could be a rival, you know. But no, he's still 22 years of age, and tell you what, man, unless he's providing for Mo Salah, Liverpool, dude, this Liverpool and Brighton game is going to be a difficult one for Liverpool and Brighton. Just because if you don't have a goal scorer, it's a problem. Keep saying this, the most important part of the fucking game. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. Anyway. And we got Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Right? Oh man. Part one, we said that you never know what you got till it's gone. And boy, oh boy. Right? You were right about that. You know? So after firing the UEFA Champions League winning manager and hiring a top 12 manager, right, for a top 3 club, they failed to get results, right? And R2 coming up. Oh, you didn't say anything about the Liverpool and Brighton game. Shit. Liverpool and Brighton. And I think Liverpool sneak it. It's going to be tight, but I think they sneak it, man. There's Tottenham, there's Liverpool, and then the Crystal Palace versus Chelsea match, right? You know what? I feel like this is where the Chris Rock joke comes in. Like, when you're black, you gotta work 10 times harder, to get recognized, right? Mr. Patrick Vieira, the Crystal Palace coach, right? He's gonna be feeling this, so he might want to prove something against this new Chelsea manager that was hired, right? Because they more or less have the same credentials. There's only one key difference. What is that? Oh, well, the guy that got hired for the Chelsea manager role is from England. He's English, you know? Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that Mr. Patrick Vieira might want to prove that theory wrong. It's not even a theory. He might just want to prove something. You know? He might just want to prove something. Give them something to think about. Right? I think he holds them. He holds them to a draw, or he takes all 3 points, man. Right? I tell you what, the Southampton versus Everton match, Frank Lampard versus Ralph Hasenhüttl, right? That's gonna be interesting, because they're sharing points, right? Just who's getting 3 points. You know what I mean? And who's getting it? Do you know they're sharing points? Right? I don't know. Bournemouth versus Brentford. Yeah. Kind of don't see. I don't see Bournemouth regaining momentum, right? I think it's a good away match, for Brentford. Yeah. Maybe Ivan Toney to get on the score sheet. Yeah, no. I don't know. Take a Brentford win. Right. So we have Tottenham, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, or draw, as well as Brentford. Right? And we have Manchester City absolutely destroying Man United, man. That's unfortunate. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and double D's, that is episode 31, part 2 of the Fixasport Comedy Podcast. Until next time, have a dope day.